We know Jason and our former chief meteorologist, Eric Thomas, shared a really special relationship.
Eric is with us, good enough to come in today. We really do appreciate you being here with us. It means the world.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on just the man that Jason Myers was?
You know, it's interesting because Jason wasn't a minister. That was his dad's job.
Right.
His dad was a minister, Methodist minister, for 43 years in Mocksville, North Carolina. But Jason ministered. We can all do that. And every day of his life, whether it was in the broadest sense of serving the community through his meteorology and keeping people out of danger with dangerous weather, or in the smallest scale situations, whether it was just bringing a smile to the face of a coworker and making sure they were having a better day. He put everybody ahead of himself. It started with his family, and then of course his coworkers. He would stop you in the hall and not just go by and say, "Hey, how you doing?" No, I mean, he would stop. He would want to know how you're doing.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. And then of course, he then wanted to serve as employer and fulfill those responsibilities and obligations, which of course tied directly into serving the community, which of course is through both his profession as a meteorologist, but also as a humanitarian and somebody who wanted to educate the community, the children, the school visits. I could go on and on.
Right.
But he was a generational human being. He was somebody you would meet once in a generation.
It was so, you know, these things are sort of instinctive when you hear terrible news and you react in the way that just you naturally would react. And naturally here at BTV, Eric, we all wanted to reach out to you. And for those who don't know, Eric retired a year ago now, almost a year ago. But it is still that family feeling, and you're still close with so many of us. You're here today.
Sure.
You're close with Jason. And I really wanted to make sure you knew how much we value your presence here and how much your opinion and your emotions matter.
Thank you. I mean, Carrie said it best. And I think Chip and Jason had a lot in common. She used the word selfless. And that is who he was. And all I hope now for is that his legacy lives on, and that we all who experienced Jason Myers now will minister to anybody who is in the same room as us and try to make other people's lives better.
Smile at him.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do, is remember him as that person who would come through to make us smile for just a moment. In fact, when you were retiring, it was funny because I remember Jason having a conversation with you saying, "I don't want you to retire right now because I want more to learn from you." But that's just the way, you know, he looked at everything, that he was learning from other people around him, always.
Absolutely. He was the textbook example of the humble servant, you know, and he never put himself first. He never tried to beat his own chest. He wanted to learn. He wanted to be a better person every day. And that was one example. But I was lucky enough to know Jason from day one when we brought him here to WBTV. And it was an honor to mentor him and get him, you know, on the train here at WBTV. And unfortunately, it was interrupted a good bit by COVID. Where we were separated for a while.
Sure.
But thank goodness the entire year of 2021, we worked hand in glove, elbow to elbow next to each other. We formed a very close relationship. We've done many things outside of work. I've gotten to know his family, birthday parties. And I just, again, my heart goes out to Jillian and, of course, Andrew, Lillian, Lydia, and Luke, because it is their reality now. Somebody asked me earlier, "How are you doing?" And I said, well, first of all, it really doesn't matter. I said, but I said, today was actually a worse day than yesterday for me. And I thought, wow, if you take that context and apply it to their family, please keep them in your prayers. My prayer is that God puts people in their lives that will help them get through this transition.
Yeah. And I know you're going to be there for them. We're going to be there for them through all of this.
And have been. So, Eric, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love you.
Thanks for having me.
I'm getting a hug too. Don't you get out of here without that.
Thank you for having me. Eric Thomas, we miss you. God bless everybody.